All right. Hello. All right. Whew. Had to rush. I had just got out of school at 3:45. Hit the store. Look up. Driving. Micah Parsons is out the NFC East. Uh, First time streaming. This is better. Micah Parsons out of the NFC East. It's crazy. To be honest. I had just made a video yesterday, kind of addressing this. I said I was gonna make a video addressing it soon, but it's gotten to the point I have to address it now. I did not expect for. All right, making sure I'm good. I did not expect for Micah Parsons to get traded. I thought this was gonna be a messy situation that eventually gets resolved, but apparently not. It is resolved just with Micah not in a Cowboys jersey no more. I mean, I'm gonna break this down two sides. As a Cowboys fan, you have to be getting tired of Jerry Jones. I'm not gonna lie, Jerry, you just have to be getting tired of Jerry Jones. Um, it's like there's no way that he actually traded Micah. It just shows how crazy the NFL is. If anything could change in the blink of an eye, because it had just came out like 30 minutes before Micah got traded that they were finally listening to trades, and I hear that I'm like, I don't think that's really anything. I just think it's just them saying we'll hear it out just to weigh the circumstances, weigh our options. But 30 minutes after, I get a notification on my phone, Michael Parsons is traded. Matter of fact, I didn't even get a notification. Someone has sent me, had told me that Micah got traded. Everybody in the NFL world is in a frenzy right now. It's insane. Uh, like I said, from the Cowboys' point of view, I don't understand it at all. You knew Micah. Well, ever since Micah came into the league, he was wreaking havoc. You knew Micah was going to come for the largest contract in the league, not considering a quarterback. So why not get the deal did earlier in his contract? Why not get it did last offseason instead of withholding it, basically making him play another season, and then now the price tag has went up exponentially. Now you're not even willing to pay the guy for real. So it, from the Cowboys' point of view, makes no sense. I know people are tired of Jerry Jones. They just have to be, because there is no way that I would be a Cowboys fan and my owner slash GM is doing this. I would be livid. This, to be honest, this is just crazy. Uh, yeah. So the trade details. It says Micah has been traded to the Green Bay Packers. He's already signed a 4-year, $188 million contract, including a $120 million fully guaranteed at signing. So, I mean, obviously, if he was getting traded, the team that he was going to get traded to was going to have to be willing to pay him as the highest paid non quarterback. And Green Bay did well above that. The rumors were that they were willing to pay Micah 45 mil. It's actually 47 mil a year. But I mean, the Cowboys didn't leave empty-handed. I mean, they got Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. I think people was talking about what's the equivalent of the 80 for Luka trade. I believe this is the closest we have gotten so far as the Luka for 80 trade. Uh, Obviously, Micah is Luka, and it's crazy because we all was like, it's crazy because Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Cowboys. It is wild that that's a coincidence. I'm not gonna lie, but Kenny Clark isn't a bad player by any means. Still a top D tackle in the league. You get 2 first-round picks back as the Cowboys, but just similar to Luka, Yeah, you getting good pieces back, you getting back great draft compensation, but you don't let a young superstar of that caliber go. Luca is a top 3 point guard in the league, and Luca is like 26, 27. You just don't let him go. You don't trade him. Michael Parsons is a top 5 pass rusher in the league. Mind you, he would probably be higher if he wasn't chipped and doubled every single play. But that's besides the case. He's a top 5 pass rusher in the league, and you traded him away for Kenny Clark. I mean, it's crazy. It just goes to show how fast the NFL can change in the blink of an eye. It's a it's a fast paced business. So went from Michael Parsons ripping the star, saying a couple years ago I'll never want to leave, to now August 28th, he's a Green Bay Packer. So where does this put the Green Bay Packers in terms of the NFC? You have to like that Micah trade for him. You have to like you you we already envision Green Bay as a team that was going to make a playoff push anyways, right? With more consistent play from Jordan Love and him growing with his young core, we already assumed that he was gonna, you know, that the he was gonna lead the Packers to at least the divisional round. With the addition of Michael Parsons, you have to imagine that like I was saying, with the addition of Michael Parsons, you just have to imagine that a lot of people are going to call Green Bay the favorite now. I mean, a lot of people are going to call Green Bay the favorite now in the NFC, or they're going to say possibly that they're the team closest to knocking off the Eagles. You know, yeah, I can understand that the offense under Jordan Love is already top offense in the league. Now with one of the best defensive pieces in the league in Micah Parsons, it just adds that much more oomph to the team. So with that being said, I really like this trade for Green Bay. I'm gonna be selfish for a little bit. As a Commanders fan, I'm glad that Jerry Jones is the owner slash GM of the Dallas Cowboys. God sent. He is God sent over here. I can speak for the Commanders, Eagles, and Giants. Thank you, Jerry Jones, for getting him out of here. Thank you. We truly appreciate it. You know, no more having to face him 2 times a year. We do have to face him this year, though. We have to face him week 2. So in about 2 weeks, because we play Thursday night. We have the first Thursday night game. So play him in prime time. But thank you, Jerry Jones, for that. Now I'm gonna switch to the Cowboys side of things. Well, now I'm gonna stick with what was being said. As far as Micah being traded to the Packers, that probably puts the Packers. A lot of people will argue that the Packers are right behind, right under the Eagles. Some will probably argue that they're above the Eagles. Right now, off the top of my head, I have them as a top 3 NFC team. I truly do. Because, like I said, the offense, Jordan Love doesn't even have the best pieces, but the offense has always been formidable. Always a top half offense. You know, Jordan Love out of nowhere will just bomb you over the top. You know, the offense is explosive. It's a lot of young pieces. There's no wide receiver one, but there's a bunch of wide receiver 2s and 3s that all combine to deliver such an effective punch. Plus, with Josh Jacobs in the backfield and that O line protecting Jordan Love the way it does and opening gaps up for Josh Jacobs, now with Micah Parsons on the defense, that's immediately four hands on that one guy. That basically turns when the Packers are on defense, it turns the game from 11 on 11 to 10 on the 10 versus 9 because two guys are going to have to occupy Micah at all times as far as the passing downs. So with an elusive pass rusher like Micah, that opens up so many things for the defense. It makes teams, like I said, either double team Micah, or if Micah does have the chance to go one on one, it makes the quarterback have to get the ball out faster. Or if they don't, it could lead to more strip sacks, more interceptions because the quarterback has to get the ball out so fast he might make a bad read. It's just adding a premier rusher, one of the best rushers in the league, opens so much up for a defense that many people don't even think about saying. So yeah, and Micah Parsons just makes that defense basically go up a tier because with the Micah Parsons, if you don't double team him, in about 2 seconds, your quarterback gonna have to get the ball out. And if he doesn't get the ball out, he's either on the ground, other players are looking for the ball on the ground, or it's an interception going the other way. Because a guy like Michael Parsons, a guy with his power, a guy with his stature, his power, speed, elusiveness, all the moves he has, he elevates that defense. There's only a select few players in the league that can single-handedly elevate a defense like Michael Parsons can. He elevates that Dallas defense. Because let's think about it. Dallas has pieces in the secondary, right? But those pieces are nowhere as good as they are without Michael Parsons coming off the edge. Because, trust me, a second in the NFL matters so much. There's a difference between a quarterback having 2 seconds to read a defense and 3 seconds. Michael Parsons closing that quarterback's clock or shortening that quarterback's mental time clock in his head by a second matters so much. Trust me. But on the Cowboys side of things, on the Cowboys side of things, I don't see how you justify this. Like I said, from the Cowboys side of things, I don't see how you justify this. Like I stated earlier, Micah Parsons came into the league wreaking havoc. So you knew when it was time to pay him, when it came time to pay him, he was probably going to want the largest non-quarterback contract in the league, and rightfully so. Um, rightfully so, with how much attention he brings and the versatility he brings. Don't forget, Micah didn't come into the league as just an edge rusher. He was off the ball one play. He was on the edge one play or the next play, and then the next play after that, he'll be lining up over the center doing crossovers and through the legs, finna dunk, So Micah also brings that level of versatility. I don't know if Green Bay plans on using him that way again. He's been pretty much set as a edge rusher for the past 2-3 years. But I mean, it would be cool to see with Green Bay how they implement him. But back to the Cowboys, I don't see how you. I don't see how you justify it. You just let go of one of the best DNs in the league, 3-time All-Pro in a 4-year career so far. A 3-time All-Pro in a 4-year career so far. Only going into year 5. Hasn't had no major injury in the NFL. Comes to games and shows out. I just don't see why you don't pay him. If you didn't want to pay him this money, an easy solution. You could have paid him. You could have paid him last offseason. Michael Parsons could have been on contract right now for about $35 million. Instead, Jerry Jones lollygag and lollygag and lollygag up to the point to where the price tag got so expensive he didn't want to pay it no more. But yeah, I just don't see how the Cowboys justify this. I mean, like I said, they got 2 first-round picks back from Micah. I mean, hooray! They got Kenny Clark. How old is Kenny Clark? Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark definitely ain't in his 20s no more, I believe. He has to be 31, 32 by now. Oh, he's 29. I'm sorry. It seems like he's been in the league for forever. But Kenny Clark going into his age 30 year. How many years he got on his contract? Mind you, Kenny Clark just signed a 3 year, $64 million extension last offseason. So, yeah. I don't see how you do it. Shout out to Jerry Jones. Shout out to the Packers front office. This is a fleece. I know it's 2 first-round picks. This is a fleece, though, man. There's no other way to describe it. This is a fleece on the end of the Packers. They took advantage of old Jerry Jones, man. They took advantage of Jerry Jones. I can't believe this. Jerry Jones heard that money. He's like, you want the most non-quarterback. Ooh. He had to sit there and think. Initially, he wasn't taking no calls, but I guess he realized there's no point of fighting this battle. He went ahead and let Micah go. Micah goes from repping a star to now being a cheesehead. He goes from the kettle pot to Lambo leaps. So I'm excited to see what happens with Micah, and I'm excited to see what sort of season he has this year in a new system, a new environment. Mind you, this is a week before the Cowboys' first game. This is a week before the start of the regular season and a week and a half away from the first week, Sunday, week 1. So this was right before the season. He's going to have to get adjusted fast, but I'm pretty sure he can do it. As for the locker room, I'm pretty sure this demoralizes the locker room. Everybody, first of all, in the press conferences, everybody was being asked, oh, do you think we'll see Micah come on the field soon? Everybody's saying, you can tell everybody was getting tired of it, but everybody's saying, oh, yeah, we'll see him soon. He'll be on the field soon. The coach said, trust me, I have confidence he'll be on the field soon. Y'all were right. Just not wearing the blue and silver and white. Instead, he will be wearing the green, gold, and white. He will be in Lambeau Field. That's the place he will call home. So I know this is probably demoralizing for the locker room. I mean, there's probably players that's coming up on extensions. They probably look at the front office differently, because one thing as humans we do, when we notice that someone is of worth, whether that's as a person or the job, right? When we notice someone is a person of worth and they don't get the fair treatment that they're supposed to get, it makes you look at the bosses differently. Like, for example, if you're at work and there's one employee that always comes in on time, does their work, does it at a high level, right? And then that boss has the nerve to terminate that employee. It makes you think sometimes, like, what am I doing here? I don't do half of what that person does. Yet they the one that got fired. You should have fired me. So it's the same thing, no matter the level of work. So I'm pretty sure we'll hear some sound bites coming out from the Cowboys locker room, press conference at some point. And I'm pretty sure certain players will announce their disgustment, how disgusted they are with the way this Micah situation was treated. One of the players that immediately come to mind is CD Lamb, he probably done tweeted something knowing CD. CD be quick to just tweet an emoji or something. Uh, yeah, nobody is going for this trade. Dez Bryant going crazy. He talking about Arch Manning gonna have a star on the side of his helmet. He basically saying they tanking. He does have Rashawn Gary on the other side of him. I forgot. Rashawn Gary is on the other side of Micah, so I mean, it is crazy. You got to pay attention to Rashawn Gary on one side. You can't even double team Micah for it. If you do, Rashawn Gary gonna have a field day. Mm-mm. So I mean, we'll see how this goes. I'm pretty sure more news is gonna come out over time eventually. But yeah, it's a sad day to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm trying to make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. Look up Michael Parsons. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to be looking up. Sedarian Lamb. Yeah, he posted on his Instagram. Mm, well, yeah, I mean, it's a sad day to be a Cowboys fan. Mm-mm. Some things you just can't believe. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some people think they're getting trolled right now. Genuinely. Because it is just that bad. It is that bad. I'm not going to lie. But I wish Micah the best. Let me talk as a Commanders fan right now. I wish him the best. Hey, me and Micah cool now. He ain't got to worry about chasing my quarterback no more until week 2. You know, week 2, we'll have our little 60-minute debacle. After that, we can shake hands. As long as we don't see each other in the playoffs, we good. You know, I hope Micah goes over there in Green Bay and balls out for him. And they play the Cowboys Sunday Night Football week 4. I hope he gives them a taste of their medicine. I truly do. I truly do. Because Michael Parsons, yes, he has a personality, a distinct personality. You trust me, I know. But you knew that when you drafted him. You knew that. We all heard the character concerns when he came out. And this is going to be an AT&T Stadium. He coming back in Texas in a month. Just not the way the Cowboy fans were hoping. He coming back to Texas in a month. He gonna be motivated. He gonna be highly motivated. New contract. Man, this is a way to end the NFL off season. I don't think much more is gonna happen this off season. I mean, Micah got traded. Trey Hendrickson, his situation's dealt with. Terry is dealt with. James Cook's been dealt with. I think Michael Parsons was the last piece of the puzzle to complete this dramatic 2025 offseason. I'm trying to think. Jacoby Myers, I mean, he requested a trade, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, besides that, I believe that's it. I genuinely believe that's it. So we'll see how everything plays out. Like I said, I'm hoping Micah Micah goes crazy over there in Green Bay. Maybe fresh scenery is what he needed. Maybe that's what he needed. I mean, he wasn't the problem. We all know who the problem is. It's Jerry Jones. We all knew that. But this is, I wouldn't be surprised if Jerry Jones got boozed the whole season from his fans. The fans that pay to see the Cowboys, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets booed by them, truth be told. Because I can only imagine. I think as a Commanders fan, something that would be around that is if we would have traded Terry. I'm not gonna lie, it would have been a riot. I'm not even in DC, but it would have been a riot had Terry gotten traded. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a bunch of jersey burnings and all sorts of stuff. It is the Cowboys fans. They care about their team very much. But I'm curious how many of them gonna say it's their year this year after this news is broken up. But 25-minute long live, finna get ready to cut it short. If any more news comes out, I'll be back to let y'all know. But until then, Micah Parsons is now a Green Bay Packer in exchange for Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. If you made it to this point, type in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Oh, one more thing. Who do I have as my winner? I'm not going to say that. Let me grade this trade. I think this is an A+ on the Packers side of things. It's not like you paying Micah Parsons, who's going into his 10th year. Micah Parsons is just going into year 5. He's just now reaching half a decade in the NFL. Fast, but already reaching only reaching half a decade. He's only 26. He brings so much attention. The attention Rashawn Gary probably got last year, that is all freed up for Micah. So Rashawn Gary should have a pretty much an all-pro season on that side. It's pretty much what we might see a lot of times is 2 tight ends or a tight end on one side, running back on the other side, the quarterback, chip both of them. We're going to see that a lot this year. But Packers side of things, this is an A. This is easily an A+. A+. This is how you invest into your future. The only thing I don't like with the Packers is the fact that they don't have no one. Like, you don't know who their one is going to be any given week. One week is Romeo. The next week is Jaden. The next week is Christian Watson before he gets injured, sadly. But before he gets injured, it might be one week this week where Malik Heath the number 1. I don't know. We'll see. They do have Matthew Golden. They're probably that I'm hoping he turns out to be their one. Jordan Love going into his 3rd year starting deserves a one. He has done very well with the pieces given to him. He deserves a bona fide one. The Cowboys side of things, I would give them a D. In the sense of Kenny Clark, like I said, it's the same thing with the AD Luka trade. Kenny Clark is not a bad player at all. He's not even 30 yet. He'll be turning 30 a month into the season. Not even 30 yet. You do get 2 first-round picks back for Micah, but you just don't trade Micah. You just don't do it. Superstars like that young, that talented, those are gem pieces in what are supposed to be championship rosters. You just traded away a gem piece in the championship roster. All this does is leave you in mediocrity even longer. Y'all were already mediocre. Now you just get more and more mediocre because you don't even have a solidified piece on defense. You have Trayvon Diggs, but he's not the same Trayvon Diggs that we saw a couple years ago. He's kind of taking a little step back. So, yeah, that's how I would trade it. That's how I would grade it. The Packers get an A+, and the Cowboys get a D. Let me know what you think. Any more news come out, I'll make a video. But until then, I'll see y'all the next time.